Thanks for hanging on, everybody. This is Martin Fuentes, the Assistant Director of Handicapping. My presentation is going to be on the GIN, or the USGA admin portal, which was going to be replacing GHP Online. Sorry, one moment. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. A little technical difficulty. I had an older slideshow up there. But once again, I'll be talking about the USGA admin portal, which is replacing GHP Online. In today's agenda, I will cover the launch of the new GIN platform, how to log in and use the admin portal, and also show you the new score kiosk. On January 1st, GIN will turn off all existing products. During the cutover period from January 1st to January 5th, golfers will not be able to post scores and not receive an updated handicap index. On January 6th, with the launch of the new platform, golfers will receive updated handicap indexes using the World Handicap System. At that point, golfers will be able to update and post any scores that were made during the cutover period. Also on January 6th, club administrators will receive an automated email from USGA asking them to set up a password for their accounts. Every club officer should be familiar with this page. This is the current login page for GHP Online, which required a club number and password to log in. The replacement to GHP Online is called USGA Admin Portal. Instead of using your club number to log in, you will use your email address and a password that you set up. Once you log in, it'll take you to your club's landing page. This next upcoming slide, I will show you how to add additional club admins or users to your club accounts. On this page, you click on the Accounts tab, Manage Users. You'll click on the Add User button. The next screen is going to ask you for some additional information about the user. So you'll enter in the user's email address. And the additional users can be tournament chair, other co-handicap chair, membership chair, and so forth. And then this Add User page is going to ask you for their first and last name, phone number, and role. There's two options under the role box. One is administrator, and the other is admin with read-only. Read-only will only be able to view information and not change it. And all these are required fields when you add somebody as a user or an admin. On this next page, once you log in to the admin portal for your club, this will take you to your club's landing page. Up at the top, I'm going to cover each one of these tabs up here. You have the Manage tab, Rapid Score Entry, Reports, Tools and Resources, and Logout. Also, a new feature to the admin portal is a global golfer search. Up in the search box at the top right, you can search a golfer by name, GIN number, or email address, whether they're a member of your club or not. Next, I'm going to cover the golfer profile page. So once you get to your landing page, you'll see a list of all your golfers that are currently in your club. So if you click on a golfer's name, it'll pull up their profile. So up at the top left, it's going to display the golfer's information. So we have beta bill here. It's going to show the golfer's number, their current email address on file. It's also going to show you the golfer's current handicap index and their low HI. For example, we have this slide on the day, so there's no low HI indicated on this page right here. And by default, it's going to take you to the golfer's handicap management. There's a maintenance tab, a post to score tab, and then which we'll cover later in this presentation. Down below, when you're looking at the handicap management tab, it's going to display the golfer's revision scores. So everybody should be familiar with these columns. The used column, which is going to indicate which scores were used to calculate the golfer's handicap index. The type column, home, away, competition. The date played, the score, the course rating slope, the differential, also the name of the course and tees that they played. As with the earlier presentation in the WHS, some of the new columns are the PCC, ESR, and the adjustment column. Also, as a club administrator, you do have the ability to modify a golfer's handicap index, which is indicated by this green button here. There's also another green button that will allow you to modify the golfer's low handicap index. Also, if extreme action is required, you can also withdraw the golfer's handicap index. Now, once you edit or delete a golfer's score that may change the golfer's handicap index, you can also run a special update. Previously, in the old system, you would have to call the NCGA office to run a special update on your golfer's handicap index. The next tab I'm going to cover is the score maintenance tab. So once you click on the score maintenance tab in your golfer's profile or member's profile, you're going to see some additional boxes. These boxes will allow you to sort the golfer's score file. So you can search by course name, score type, so home, away, competition. You can even select a specific day of the week. So if you know Bill here plays every Wednesday, you can select Wednesdays and make sure that he posted last Wednesday and even the Wednesday before. You can also select a date range. So if you want to check the month of October or the first half of November, let's say November 1st to November 15th, you can enter a date range and just look at the scores for those specific dates. As with the previous screen, you have all the same columns. It's going to give you all the information about the golfer's scores. Now, for some reason, if you need to edit or delete a score, those options are available. Highlighted here in the green box, you will have an edit button, so you can edit the score or just delete the score if it's a duplicate or erroneous score. The next slide we're going to cover is if you need to edit a golfer's score. So if you click the edit button, this page will pop up and you can change anything about the score. So whether it's the date played, the type of score, this will also indicate how many holes a golfer posted. So whether it was an 18-hole score or 9-hole. Also will indicate if it was a home score or an away score. Also tells you the course played and the tees played. So in this example, the golfer posted an 18-hole score of a 73. So if you needed to edit the score, you would click on the box and change it to maybe an 83 or whatever the case may be. Once you edit the score, you'll click the blue edit score button to finalize those changes. Now, for some reason, if one of your members or golfers contacts you and you post scores for your golfers, or if it's a new golfer and they're not familiar with score posting and you want to enter in their first few scores for them, you do have a few options. So there's a post a score tab, which you can post a score for one of your members. You're going to have two options now to post scores for your members. There's a hole by hole option or total score. Hole by hole is new, so I'm going to cover that first. So if you select the hole by hole option, you would enter the date played, the type of score, home, away, competition, the number of holes. In this case, this golfer is a member of Modesto Golf Club at Dryden Park, so we selected home course. We selected the blue tees from Dryden Park. Now down below, it's going to have a simulated scorecard, which is going to have all 18 holes. It's going to have the yardage for each hole, the par, also the stroke index. There's going to be a row where you can enter the golfer's score. And if the golfer exceeds their max score, the bottom row will show the adjustment of that score. And nice thing about this is it'll take a look at the golfer's handicap index and the tees that they played, so the system will automatically know if the golfer exceeded their maximum score. So once you enter all 18 hole scores in, you'll click the blue post a score button and the score will automatically get posted. The next slide I'm going to cover is total score posting. So in this case, you select the total score for the golfer. Same as before, you're going to select the date played, type of score, the number of holes. Now, if the golfer played at a different course, or if you're an associate club, you would use the course T search option, and you can search any golf course in the database. So whether they played Poppy Hills, Hagen Oaks, Dryden Park, San Luis Obispo, any course in the database, you'll be able to search, and it's going to have the official course ratings in there. Now, when you select total score, you do have the option to enter front nine and back nine, and the system will actually tally up the score, the total 18-hole score, or you can just straight enter the total 18. Once you enter the score, you'll click post to score, and it gets posted instantly to the golfer's score file. Now we will cover the report section of the admin portal. Like with GHP Online, you have the ability to run a wide variety of reports. If your club has any scheduled reports currently set up, those reports will not carry over to the new platform. So you will have to schedule those again starting January 6th. Here we have one of the most common reports clubs run, the handicap index report. In this example, the data fields include the golfer's full name, handicap index, the white and the red tees. Also, if you're an associate club, you can add quote-unquote home courses to your club settings. So if you have a list of courses you play, whether it's 12 courses in a year or 20, you can add those, so that way you can pull in specific sets of tees for the courses you're going to play upcoming. Also, up at the top left, you do have the option to export the reports. You can save them in various formats: PDF, Excel, text, Word. And then once you export those reports, you can email them to fellow club officers or your entire club if need be. There still is an option to print the reports. You can also sort by any data column you want. So if you want to sort the report by name or by handicap index, you can do that as well. The next report I'm going to show you is a scores posted report. In this example, I selected a date range from October 15th to October 31st. So in this report, it's going to give you the golfer's full name, their status during that time period, their current handicap index, their round count, so how many scores they posted during the date range I selected, also the score type, date played, the score, course rating, differential, and the course played. Now, this is a great tool to spot check to see if your golfers posted their scores in a timely manner, because the very last column is the date posted. So this will tell you when the score was actually posted in the system. So if Mike here, say his score of 91, he dated it October 1st, we can tell he actually posted on October 29th. And then you can have that conversation with Mike that, hey, Mike, you need to post your scores in a timely manner, preferably the day that they were played. Now, the next thing I'm going to cover is golfer groups. Currently in the system, in GHP Online, these were known as print groups. Golfer groups are a great tool for clubs. So in this example, the Modesto Golf Club, they have 135 active golfers, and they also happen to run a Twilight League on Tuesdays. So in this example here, their Twilight League, they have about 11 golfers in that league. Well, when you're running events, you'll need to know the golfer's handicap indexes. So currently, there's a couple of different options to do that if your club's not using Golf Genius. First option is to run a handicap index report, which will run the report for all 135 golfers, and that's going to be about a dozen pages of reports to sift through, or you can look at each golfer one by one. With golfer groups, you can create a group, select those specific golfers that you want in your group, whether it's 10 golfers or 50. In this case, I titled the Tuesday Twilight League. So when you go into the report section, let's say you're going to run a handicap index report, instead of selecting the entire club, I can select that specific golfer group, and it's just going to pull the data for those specific golfers in that group. And this is a great tool, so even if you want to do a scores posted report, whether it's a Wednesday play day, Saturday tee match, you can go and spot check all your golfers and make sure that the scores were posted. Next thing I'm going to cover is rapid score entry. We had a couple questions come in earlier about rapid score entry. So if your club is running events and not using Golf Genius, but you need to post scores, rapid score entry is a great tool to post the score for many players or just one player. So down below, this is where you're going to set up the parameters for rapid score entry. So the first thing you're going to set up is the date played, type of player entry method. So in this case, I selected gym number. If they're a member of your club, you can also do a name search. If you're posting scores for guests, you do need their gym number to post a score for them. You also have the option of a posting method. You can do 18 total, front 9, back 9. Score type, you can still select home, away, or competition. You can select a course. If you're running a mixed event, you can set the default tees for men and for women. Down below, we selected beta bill again, and we entered his gym number. We have the date of November 1st selected. We're going to post a score of total 18. It's going to be a home score. We selected Dryden Park. We have the white tees selected here, and we're going to enter a total score of 75. Once you have all those parameters entered in, you'll click Post a Score, and then the score will be displayed down at the bottom half of the page. Now, if you notice that you incorrectly posted the golfer's score, there will be an option over here on the far right to edit or delete that score. Now I'm going to cover the score entry kiosk. This is the current version of the score entry kiosk that's on every posting computer in Northern California. When the new gym platform launches on January 6th, every posting computer should have the new score entry kiosk, which is going to look like this. Now, the new score entry kiosk will display the club name at that facility. If you're a member of the club there at that facility, you will have the option to post your score via last name, gym number, local number our association really doesn't use. Now, if you're not a member of that club at that particular golf course, there still is a button to do guest score posting. Now, if for some reason, come January 6th, if your score posting computer still looks like that, please contact the handicap department here at the NCGA. This is not going to be an automated process. So during the blackout period from January 2nd to January 1st to January 5th, NCGA will have to remotely access every score posting computer in Northern California to update the computers to the new score entry system. And once again, we do have access to a large majority of the computers, but there's a few we don't. So if you're a handicap chair or a pro of a regular club, you'll probably be hearing from the handicap department shortly to ask for your help to let us remotely access the posted computer at your facility so we can preemptively prepare your computer for the new changes. On this next slide here, we're going to cover a golfer that entered their gym number. It's going to display the golfer's name, their current handicap index, their low handicap index, and then the golfer's going to have a few different options. There's going to be the option to post total score. The golfer will also have the option to post hole by hole score. There's a My Handicap Information button and golfer lookup. And then there's an exit button down at the bottom. The next slide, we're going to simulate a score posting. So in this case, the golfer selected total score, number of holes 18. Golfer played from the blue tees. We're also going to backdate the score. Golfer's going to backdate the score to November 10th. In this example, the golfer is going to enter front 9 and back 9. And as I said before, the system will automatically tally up that score. Once the golfer posts the score, it'll show up under recent scores and then also display the golfer's revision scores. I'll have the slide play one more time so you can see the process. So it's pretty straightforward, not too dissimilar from the current system. On the next slide, we're going to cover the My Handicap Information button. So once the golfer clicks on that, it'll display the course handicap of the tees available at that golf course. So whether the golfer's playing 9 holes or 18 holes, it'll display the course handicap for either one. There's also a scores button where the golfer can review their score file. So it'll show recent scores and all the golfers' revision scores as well. So once again, if they click on the My Handicap Information button, it'll display the course handicap information for each set of tees available to that golfer at that golf course. And even if they play 9 holes, they'll show front 9 and back 9 for each set of tees. I know I went a little bit faster in that presentation, but we appreciate your guys' time. I think a couple of questions have come in, so Jim's gonna.
Yeah, we do have a few questions. Do you have a target date when hole by hole score posting may become available, say summer 2020? No, it'll be much sooner than that. The good news is it's not an all or nothing. So when we send you out the new course handicap tables, we're going to ask that you send a copy of your current scorecard, you scan it, or you send us your current rankings for the men and women from each set of tees if you have some different rankings, and then we can go ahead and enter those, and voila, that club is ready to go. They don't have to wait for a procrastinator who waits weeks or months until they submit something to us, or don't have to wait until all the Tahoe courses, which are shut down right now, respond. So as each club responds and send us their rankings, we'll be able to enter those, and then that club is freed up either on the kiosk to be able to do hole-by-hole posting, and eventually the app. Which officer will receive the email to set up password?
So by default, currently the way the system is set up, the handicap chair of your club, so whoever we have on file as the handicap chair, will receive the automated email from USGA asking to be an administrator for the admin portal. If it needs to be somebody else, you can send the request to the email address on the screen, handicap@ncga.org. So if you're the person that should receive access to the admin portal and you're not the handicap chair of your club, please send us the request, include all your pertinent information, name, GIN number if you have one, which club you need access to, and your current email address, and we can get you added to the list, so that way come January 6th, you will have access. Another common question we've gotten a lot is, will there be early access to the admin portal? Answer is no. Every club officer, the first time they'll be able to access the new admin portal is January 6th. Also, if you notice, I didn't cover adding and deleting members. So the admin portal is going to be used to edit and delete scores, run reports, rapid score entry, but for adding and deleting, going forward, starting in January, clubs will be required to use Member Planet. For those of you that aren't familiar with Member Planet or have not attended the previous webinar, there will be a webinar tomorrow that covers Member Planet. Every club account has already been set up, but as a club officer, you would need to set up your profile to access your Member Planet account.
We have another question that kind of relates to what you just mentioned. If a member were to change their email address, in which system would the administrator make the change? Well, that would be Member Planet that you would make that sort of change. Now, I wonder if you can back up a few slides to where we have the 4 buttons going across, the modify handicap index and all that. There we go. Oh, let's go back a little further. That place where you said in the upper area where it said it's a global lookup, we have a question. What information will be shown for golfers not in my club from that lookup? So you've seen that feature.
Yeah, so for the global lookup, it'll show you some basic information, the golfer's name, current handicap index if they're active, and what club they belong to. If you try to look up the golfer's score history, it'll be a very limited view, so it won't tell you what course they played. Kind of like the system now where it just gives you the month of the year and the course rating and slope. But the quick view that you're going to see for that global search is golfer's name, current handicap index, and what club they're a member of. So this is a great tool if you're trying to look up somebody's information for an event for your club.
Okay, now let's advance to where we have those 4 buttons. Again, you have modify low index. So if somebody posted an errant score and it temporarily or for one day lowered their handicap significantly, that's where you'd reset it. And then can you tell a little bit more about the special update, something that they have never enjoyed before?
Yeah. So in this, so a good example is, let's say one of your golfers posts an abnormally low score. Let's say they posted a 73 when it should have been like an 85 for some reason, and they didn't catch it in time. Handicap revision goes through, and it artificially lowers their handicap index. Well, the golfer is going to contact you as a club administrator. Once you remove the score, their handicap index doesn't automatically get updated. So what you would do as an administrator, once you correct the score or delete the erroneous score, you would press the special update button, and it'll recalculate their handicap index based on the new information provided.
Okay, let's see what other questions. Is there a way for you to do global postings for the competition everyone who played without finding each individual golfer in their list and then several clicks later inputting scores. Well, rapid score entry allows you to preset all the information and then bring in any members of your club by club name, and then all you have to do is put in the score. You know, one of the things you might consider using the Member Planet, the Golf Genius USGA TM to run your tournaments, because obviously you're able to secure the current handicaps or the handicaps you want to use for your own members and guests, and at the end of each competition, press yes. We still have the ability to score outside NCGA and enter slope and rating of that course like before. Well, we're going to have access to more course ratings than we've ever had before, certainly all across the country, and we're going to have some access to global course ratings that we didn't have before. You may have to call us from time to time. The course may not be listed exactly as you would like. It might be Golf Club of Colorado, and you're looking under C for a Colorado Golf Club when it was listed under G, but we're going to have access to more ratings than we ever have. How soon will you need the new stroke holes? To make sure those are in the US admin portal by hole so that the net double bogey is applied. Well, we're going to want to get those as quickly as we can. So again, as we send out the course handicap tables, we're going to send a request to for the club to return those numbers to us so we can get them. Where did you get the reports? Can you show them that again?
Yes, sorry about that. I will show you the reports here. So up at the top in the blue bar, the reports will be under this section here, and all the common reports that are currently in GIN will be available on the new platform. So handicap index, club roster, most improved golfer, scores posted, combined 9-hole report. So that'll be available under this reports button here.
Is there a way to post hole-by-hole scores under rapid score entry?
Yeah.
That would be counter rapid score entry. So
yeah.
There's a way?
So I've been told that there's supposed to be a way to do hole-by-hole. It's currently not available, but I believe it'll be available in one of the first updates.
Can you use manual selection of course rating when entering scores? Well, again, I don't think you're going to need to, because you're going to have access to more course ratings, more locations than you ever have before, including a lot of international ratings. For hole-by-hole posting, will the system automatically make adjustments and post and adjust the score? Yes, once we receive the stroke hole rankings from all the courses and have had, not from all the courses, but for that course, and have been able to enter those numbers. Certainly, you do not have to enter front 9, back 9 score. You can bypass that and enter 18-hole score. I'm sure that's what most people are going to choose to do on the kiosk. What is the relationship between Golf Genius and the portal? Well, the USGA gave up trying to develop this portal on their own, and they hired Golf Genius to do it. That's why you may see that a lot of these screenshots kind of look familiar, because they both have been developed by Golf Genius. But Golf Genius is who we use. We provide you at no cost with USGA TM, a very sophisticated tournament pairings program. So you have access to that. And again, Jen happened to hire them to develop this. So some of them may look familiar. Will Handicap Report only have home club members? Yes. Will Golf Genius pick up hole by hole? Again, you're probably going to need to, I don't know if they're going to pick it up. You're probably going to enter it on your scorecard. We were kind of anticipating that the move may go from Golf Genius to the central clearinghouse with the rankings, because those would be current for those courses who use it, but at this point, no. Can we have multiple people who access the admin of portal? Absolutely, and they're all going to have their unique login based upon a unique email address and password that they've set up, so you're not sharing passwords anymore. Have we communicated to our membership that there's going to be a blackout from the 1st to the 5th? Yes, in many forms. Our website has that. I saw an indication on our app, and that will probably move forward, and certainly information that went out in the e-revision included that. How can we get access to the Member Planet webinar? Well, it was in the same email where you registered for this one. So again, there's another one tomorrow, and they're going to be taping that. In the event that a club's handicap chair cannot post scores on tournament day, do they allow the World Handicap System allow the handicap chair to override the posting date in order to apply the playing conditions calculation? No, that calculation is going to be performed once for that day and once only at midnight. If you don't post your score until a couple of days later, you will inherit any PCC that may have kicked in that day. But at that point, they're not going to reshuffle the deck. They're not going to say, oh, we have some additional scores. Let's decide yes or no on how big a PCC, because that decision has already been made and has already been applied to a bunch of people's handicaps. So incentive to get it in by that night. If different, what if different tees are used in the round? If they carry the same par, the tables have given you your final numbers. It's done all the work for you. You're set to go. No additional adjustments. Will a button be available to go from Member Planet Portable to USGA Admin Portal? Nope. Yes, Admin Portal sign up. You'll get an email on the 6th to go in and set up your password. And then again, the first thing I would do is add any other users you're going to have. What's the difference between USGA TM and Member Planet? USGA TM is going to be used, it's designed for tournament administration. Member Planet is for membership administration. So we're telling you that's where you're going to add and delete, but it's much more than that. It's a vehicle to communicate to your membership. It's used by tens of thousands of different organizations across the country, including a lot of military installations. It allows for commerce, credit card payments. It allows for auto renewals for your members, where they would be prompted in late December, early January to re-up for the following year. You can set it up saying if they don't re-up, delete them on January 14th, so you don't have to do all that. So it's a full complement of membership management tools. Will scores entered in Golf Genius feed into any software for calculating whole stroke indexes? Yes. But they're not computing it. What I've seen so far, it's not going to, I don't think that part yet is fully compatible with the World Handicap System recommendations in terms of, no, it actually should be. It can come up with a scoring average versus par. It's not necessarily coming up with a scoring average for a low group and a high, but it could take that whole field, figure out the scoring average